So I thought I'd post an initial impressions review for 3 of these garbage disposal air switches. 2 of them are from Sinkingdom, which actually looks like Sin Kingdom. I guess they meant to say Sink Kingdom. One of those is from Bestill. The electric boxes in all 3 appear to be from the same source. Couple concerns we'll get into once I open that. Bestill was the cheapest one, about $37. The plastic Sinkingdom unit was about $40, and the Sinkingdom air switch with a full brass body was about $57. The cheapest one pretty much just comes with your bag, with your switch, hose, electric box. The electric box just had one outlet. There's no labels on the box, no certification labels such as CE or UL, just a plastic black box. The rubber power cord indicates it's an 18 gauge cord. This one does indicate a UL rating for the cord, but again, for the box itself, there's no indication of any certification on there. The Bestill, this is a plastic unit, so the body is plastic, the nut is plastic. I do think the button cover, the top of this button, I believe it is metal, but this body here is very, very light. The button feels really, really flimsy. It can be depressed pretty far. I don't know how far it would have to be depressed for the unit to operate. But as far as the bronze color on this, it's not too bad. I think it'll most likely match most sinks. Moving on to the next unit, the Sinkingdom with the plastic body. This was about $40. Pretty much same packaging, switch and hose in the bag with the plastic box. However, Sinkingdom gives you 2 outlets. Again, no certification labels anywhere to be seen on the box, or certification markings, indications. The end of the power cord does appear to have a UL certification for the cord, which is again 18 gauge, but the box itself appears to be from the same source as the Bestill unit. I did some reading on what the difference is between the 2 outlet version of this box and the 1 outlet version is. I can't say anything concretely, but from what I read online, it was indicating that a single unit, whether it's from Bestill or Sinkingdom, the single power source would be about 750 watts rating, while this version with the dual outlets would be, I believe it was somewhere around 1200, 1250 watts. Would not recommend running a dishwasher and a garbage disposal on this box. I just think that would be a really bad idea. Not to mention you're exceeding the rating for this box here. And also given the 18 gauge power cord, running a half, 3/4 horsepower disposal and a dishwasher would just be a bad idea. So this is the Bestill unit. We'll open up the bag. I apologize for the shakiness of the camera. This is just a quick review here. This is the Bestill plastic body, nearly identical to the Sinkingdom. The finish of the button is nearly identical. Button functionality and depression, pretty much the same as the Bestill. All the indications and feel, tactile feel of this, everything appears to be plastic on this, inside and out. Other than the top of the button, which appears to possibly be metal, I believe. But very, very light button here. All three of these units, they come with a just bulk length of this plastic or rubber hosing. Appears to be pretty flexible. Nothing of mention there much. So that was the Sinkingdom. That's the Sinkingdom plastic housing unit. And then lastly, this is the Sinkingdom air switch with the brass housing, which runs about $57. Almost looks the same when you open it. You have your power box and your plastic bag, which has your rubber hose, along with the push button body. This bag looks a little different on the outside. It's got the Sinkingdom logo. Right off the bat, this bag is noticeably heavier than the other two bags by a substantial amount. Plastic box looks exactly the same as the Sinkingdom with the plastic housing. Same box, different switch. So we'll open this one up. Okay, sorry about that. Inside the bag you have the hose and the switch. Switch has its own little styrofoam baggie. And this is the brass switch body. Appears to have a very nice finish. The only thing I noticed on here is the bronze trim on the button itself does not continue all the way around the button. For the most part ends, and this side of the button is just black. Not a big deal for me, but just kind of something I noticed. But the finish is very antique bronze. I think this is probably the best finish of the three. This is all metal. The button is metal. The tactile response is excellent. Much better than the plastic buttons that you don't know how far you have to push. This one is very clearly, this is as far as you're going to push it. The lock ring is all metal, or brass I should say. Has a nice wide washer. There's a rubber washer in there as well. The connector at the bottom for the hose, it is unfortunately plastic. I was hoping that would be metal, but not a big deal. This is very heavy, very, very heavy, and just feels a lot better. It's going to mount under the countertop better. So I'm gonna hold on to this one. I bought 3 of these to compare to my sink faucet, which will be installed at some point because we're redoing our kitchen. But this seems to have the best finish, best feel, the best quality. Not so much for the electrical box. I'm a little concerned about that. I bought the 3/4 Evolution compact disposal, and although this is rated, supposedly this box is rated for about 1200 watts, I believe the disposal uses, I don't know, somewhere 400 or 500 watts, so that shouldn't be a problem. But nonetheless, with no certifications, made in China, I don't know. I have some concerns. There's no certification indications on the box. As you can see, it just says made in China. There's no certification labels. So I don't want this to catch on fire, melt, something like that. But the good news is, I suppose, the only time you're activating the electricity through there is when you push the air switch, and it must make some sort of metal-to-metal contact inside the box when you push the switch. So hopefully, if there's no metal-to-metal contact inside there, when you're not home, you shouldn't have to worry about it burning down the house. Still a little concerning nonetheless. I may be keeping an eye out to see if there's a box out there that's a better quality than this box, because I'm not thrilled with this. But I do really like the brass air switch itself. I think that's pretty nice. So that's just my initial impressions. I'll do another video once it's installed, and once I have a working kitchen where I can review it. But just my initial thoughts.